So you've seen the thumbnail and the title, and you're probably wondering, rah, Tweeko and Central Cee, how did that happen? Well, it started a long time ago, do you know what I'm saying? It started around 2018 when I met Central still. And this was during a time where UK drill was pretty much hitting the charts, or just about to hit the charts. We had Homer and B hit the charts, we had Dig That hit the charts with Air Force. And 2018 was a rough time for UK drill because it was literally when politicians were declaring war against all of us. Removing all the music videos, doing the mad thing. But 2018 was also a fun time because a lot of UK bangers were being made, boy. If you guys know about 2018 was fun. 2018 was also the time I kind of built my debut tape. This is why being a producer is very hard. This is the tape that never saw the day of light. This is my debut tape I did in 2018. And I also built the Coldest Link Up. So you can tell like the whole UK drill scene was kind of really starting to establish. It was just a perfect time to get into music. I remember, I believe Cent shouted me. We did follow each other from Gram. I know he used to shout my booking page, Sound of Music, but I also used to shout him on DM as well. Going on his Gram and that, he had about 30k followers, or even less. But he was always stylish, innit? He always had his style going on early on. And I was thinking, nah, this guy's stylish still. But it was a time where the UK scene was not ready for that. So he came down to the studio and we just started making bangers, man. I was just shocked, like, yo, we're making hits. If you look at my old computer, I think right there, I got so many hits. That computer's literally got the whole UK scene on it. But yeah, with Central, we started making bangers. This is when he was in his auto-tune era, and I can't lie, I used to love the auto-tune era. Get the pack and do the running man. 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 A lot of his songs, especially like Side Chick and various other songs that he made, a man used to be bumping them, literally. So when I met him, it was kind of like, yeah, another artist coming through. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, it was just brazy. So when it came to like recording now, I remember Central always being like a fly on the wall. Mysterious, but he always had a plan going on in his head. Very quiet, but, do you know what I mean? I could tell he's up to something. Do you know what I'm saying? He's planning something. He's about to put down the maddest melody, or something's going on in his head. I couldn't ever really read him, but it was always loved, you know what I'm saying? He always showed love and respect to the booth, and I always appreciated that, do you know what I'm saying? Especially working with a lot of UK drill rappers that did not show barely any respect to the holy sacred place right here. So we made a lot of bangers. I remember I did ask him if I could have one of his tracks to put on my tape, because I was developing a tape. Obviously, he was down. I remember just watching the things he does, and he was doing things early. I remember like he had... This was before I met him, but he had like a headline show that he put on for himself and that. And I think he sold it out. And that was early doors. This was early doors. But he used to always be ready and always like have the next motion already planned. He used to always have a plan. He used to never be afraid to execute. And coming from him, it took like, back in 2018, it took big shoes or big heart to execute without people judging you. It was a very toxic, and even now the UK scene is toxic as it is. Like there was a lot of hate towards change, or hate towards different, or hate towards trying something new. You were just seen as a beg. Do you know what I'm saying? It was a very toxic time, innit? And if you wasn't with the drillers, if you wasn't doing some hard shit, then you would not get respected at all. Me being a producer, I didn't have to worry about that, so I was good. Do you know what I'm saying? I used to just work with an artist, make some bangers. But knowing Central, he always had a strong mindset. Do you know what I'm saying? He always had a plan going in. And if things weren't going to the plan, he would get frustrated, but I could tell that, cool, he would just go back to the drawing board and change it up. And that's one thing I always admired. A lot of people couldn't do that. A lot of people couldn't change. A lot of people couldn't adapt to the environment. Do you know what I'm saying? That's given to them. So over the years, I saw a lot of UK rappers come and go. And, do you know what I'm saying? In my head, I just knew it was a matter of when, because the hits and the talent was there. Do you know what I mean? The plan and execution was there. Do you know what I'm saying? He always would never give up in terms of what the plan is or what he's going to do or what's this. He's always going to be a trier. And that's the thing, you have to be a trier, and I saw that early. I don't see that mindset often. So when I did see it back then, when we were making music, I was like, yeah, no, this guy, he's a trier. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got a lot of plans, he's got a lot of ideas, and he's executing them to however he can do it. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember he had the clothing brand, Live Yours. I remember he had his hoodies and t-shirts and that. I told him, you owe me one. But and that brand as well, he done a whole advert for. I remember seeing that advert. And again, it was a thing where it just wasn't seen. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't seen early, especially at a level that he was at developing artist at the current moment. And I could just see all it takes is this guy to just smell the blood and the water, and he's going. With the amount of plans and ideas this guy's had, and the amount of times he's executed, tried, it was just like, yeah, it's just a matter of time. So I always kind of felt and kind of knew that this guy's going to be something. Obviously not to the scale that I did, and I'm so proud of it. And again, it still inspires me to this day, like the amount of masses and the levels he's actually achieved to go to is just mad. But back then, I'm just thinking, yeah, this guy's going to be something. He's going to be something. I've seen the quality. I saw it before and I've seen it after. And I just had that gut feeling that this guy's going to be somewhere. And that's the thing, like, I used to always be, I wouldn't say, and that's the thing, when I had an opinion about someone, I would make it very known. It was very public. Do you know what I'm saying? I used to upload the Sench's stuff all the time. I used to tell everybody, look out for Sench. I can't lie, he's making bangers. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't really believe in it, to a point where I was even getting hate for supporting Sench. Do you know what I'm saying? And that used to happen to me. Even though, like, people just used to bandwagon hate, and it was just mad. But I could only imagine the amount of hate that was going through and that was happening during the time with him. Because it got to a point where I'm receiving hate, so I can only imagine how hate he was receiving. But again, it was jealousy, envy, all of that. I could see it. But it's like people did not want this guy to win. And it was mad. It was mad still. Some people did take it in though. And it got to a point where, do you know what I mean? 2018, 2019 was happening, and yeah, it was just a very toxic environment. If he wasn't with the G shit. And that's the thing. I remember seeing Sench, like, he always had his fashion on point, innit? He's always had his fly tracksuits. Whether he's not even wearing much, he just always knew how to rock it. And again, UK fashion was not up to scratch to like how it is now. Do you know what I'm saying? People did not have drip. People saw drip being like a sweet boy thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's looking soft and that. Like. So back then, when you used to just put it on and rock it, I know girls loved it. Some girls hated it. But the man them did not rock with it. And there was a lot of hate because of that. It's like you always had to just, do you know what I'm saying, wear the gangster shit. And, do you know what I'm saying, wear it like the boot cuts, do you know what I'm saying, wear your true religions. He was doing slim fits early. And then obviously that whole D-squares slim fit craze happened. But I don't know, man. He was always on the fashion shit. His Instagram was literally popping early. Like, I remember he had 30k followers before I even hit 10k followers. When I was on like 5k, he had like 30k. So it was like, back then it's like, oh yeah, his gram's popping. Do you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of girls showing love in his comments and that. But yeah, like, he kind of had the foundation early. And if you really had an eye, you can really see that. And then I guess it got time where he realised maybe the singing thing isn't really working right now because a lot of people are hating it. That's when he decided to switch up the sound. I remember he started doing early like rapping with me, but I couldn't get the correct sound that he wanted. I remember he done a freestyle with me and it just wasn't coming out correct. Maybe it was me, maybe it was his voice. It just wasn't coming out yet. And then 2020 hit. That's when he found his sound. Literally, like, he pretty much went back to the drawing board, you know what I'm saying, seeing what's working, and kind of just executed. And this was like around the last times I started working with Sench, because obviously things blew up. And you know, niggas get busy. He was going international. And yeah, Day in the Life came, bow. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing switched up. And that's where he found his formula. And I told you, when you saw blood in the water, I just knew. When I saw Day in the Life, I was proud. I was like, yo, I messaged him so many times. I just said, yeah, this is your time still. Do you know what I'm saying? It took a whole couple years to get there, but he got there still. And he made big moves, big motion. Do you know what I'm saying? So seeing that from 2018, 2019 to now, I still look at Central and I'm just like, yo, you actually did it, fam. You done it. Do you know what I'm saying? You done it. You've paved the way. And a lot of people are, no matter if they're still hating or not, they can't help the fact that they have to admit that Central's done something. Do you know what I'm saying? Central's paved the way for a lot of the scene. The UK scene has now become international. And he being one of the main factors. Again, like when 2019, 2020 was happening, I remember the first Day in the Life came out. He still was getting hate because people wasn't adjusting to the sound, the new sound. But he was getting so much love because it was hard. Me, just excited as it was, I was just like, yeah, Central, we got to lock in one more time real quick. We jumped in, do you know what I'm saying? I remember posting them on my gram and man was getting hate in the comments still. I was getting hate in the comments, he was getting hate in the comments, but people were showing love as well. Like, yo, do you know what I mean? This is when people start to realize and wake up to what was about to happen because the madness was about to happen. He still checks on me. I still check on him every now and then. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and he's kept it real with me since I've met him. He ain't really changed or much. I know a lot of people try and spin a lot of narratives. This is my personal experience. Do you know what I'm saying? My personal experience with Cinch. It's been a good one. Do you know what I'm saying? We ain't really spoke for like a while, but he still would keep in touch every now and then. Do you know what I'm saying? All I gotta say is that I'm just inspired, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If he's watching this, man's just, yeah, bro. You done your thing. And he's always been a mad inspiration, do you know what I'm saying? Even like from the start when he was making plans that I couldn't even think of. Do you know what I'm saying? When I was trapped in that UK mindset, he was kind of opening up my head and saying things like, I started seeing things different, do you know what I'm saying? Not only for my own personal career, but he's been a mad inspiration to the UK scene, and I'll back that 1,000,000 times over. So guys, this was my experience with Cinch, and I try my best not to waffle too much, but I am a waffler, I'll tell you that. We can talk here for hours, but it ain't gonna work like that. Like, comment, subscribe, and guys, I will be seeing you on the next one. So, peace.